My name is Alex Watson. One day, my husband said this.
I got your twin sister pregnant. The pretty one's better. Get lost, you ugly woman.
He slapped divorce papers in front of me. What? You got my sister pregnant? I was so stunned by the sudden news that I repeated his words like an idiot.
Yeah, that's right. So hurry up and sign those divorce papers.
The turn of events was so sudden that I felt like I was in a nightmare. But my husband wore a smug look, as if to say there was no way I would refuse. We had been married for 4 years. His parents were wonderful people who never nagged or interfered. They believed that young people should sort out their own issues without meddling from older generations. Because of that, no matter what happened, we had to solve it ourselves. I told myself that overcoming these challenges together would strengthen our bond. We worked through problems by talking things out. We fought, we made up, and I thought our relationship deepened over time. But that only lasted in the beginning. After the first year, my husband started to change. He began thinking he was superior just because he worked, and our arguments became more frequent. You think working makes you better than me?
Yeah, that's right. I'm the one supporting us after all.
I work too, you know.
A woman's job is just playing around. It's not the same as a man's work.
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
Oh yeah? If you're so confident, bring home the same paycheck I do. You can't, so stop acting all high and mighty.
He had no idea how much I actually earned. If he found out, there was no telling what kind of trouble he'd stir up. So I'd never told him about my income, not even once. His family owned a business, and eventually he was set to take over. Because of that, he already saw himself as someone special, a future CEO. If his father shared the same mindset, I could have easily blamed poor parenting. But that wasn't the case at all. His dad was a kind man who cherished his wife and never believed that working made someone superior. I wondered how someone like my husband could come from such a considerate man. He didn't seem pleased that I worked either. His stance was that I could work if I wanted to, but the house had to be perfectly managed. So, if dinner wasn't ready when he got home, he'd be in a bad mood. No matter how busy or tired I was expected to be a wife and homemaker. And whenever I voiced my opinions, he would retort with,
A woman like you thinks she can argue with me?
I'm not arguing with you, I'm just stating my opinion.
It's still an argument. Listen up. You just need to do what I say. Don't forget you're a woman.
It felt like he thought women had no right to vote.
What does a woman know about voting anyway? Just listen to your husband.
It was beyond outdated. I couldn't understand how he could think this way, but what hurt more was when he brought up the fact that we didn't have children.
I only got married because I wanted kids.
He would make a show of saying this to make me feel worse. But you're never home and always out having fun.
If you had any charm, I'd want to come home. I don't see you as a woman, so why would I?
That's cruel, not seeing me as a woman.
It's the truth. Outside, there are plenty of women who could tempt any man just by looking at them. Why should I come home to a wife who just looks like an old lady? Why don't you look in the mirror and work on yourself? With that, there's no way you could ever have kids.
The reason we didn't have children was because our relationship was already broken. Still, he called me defective and mocked me for not being feminine enough. No matter how hard I tried, it was clear our relationship would never be fixed. I began to seriously think that maybe divorce was the best option. And then came the moment he declared he had a mistress. I was shocked, but at the same time, I realized this was my chance. If I asked for a divorce, he'd surely complain. He'd insult me, and since I was the one asking for the divorce, he'd refuse to pay any alimony. And the heavy weight of that single marriage certificate made it hard for me to take the final step. So, this is it. There's no need to hesitate anymore. This is my chance to break free. This will finally bring me some peace.
If you understand, then sign the divorce papers already.
My husband probably thought I was hesitating about the divorce. He crossed his legs, folded his arms, and leaned toward me with an intimidating attitude. So, it's my sister, huh?
Yeah, that's right. Don't make me repeat myself. I get that you don't really want a divorce. I mean, you'd be lost without me.
All right.
I knew you'd say. Wait, what?
All right. I'll divorce you. I smiled and took the divorce papers from him. He must have thought I'd break down and beg, clinging to him. The bewildered look on his face was priceless.
Wait, you're serious?
Yes, I'm serious. Isn't this what you wanted?
Yeah, but do you even understand what a divorce means?
It's the end of a marriage. Even a grade schooler knows that.
It's more than that. You'll lose me, the future CEO.
Oh, the future CEO? I'm not hung up on that.
If you divorce me, you won't be able to survive.
That's not true. I work too, so I'm not worried about money. But I will be taking alimony.
Why alimony?
Because you're the one who cheated. That's how it works.
Well, yeah, but still.
And to think you admitted to having an affair. I had my suspicions, but hearing it from you makes things easier.
Easier?
Without proof of your affair, I couldn't claim alimony. So thanks for making that clear.
I see. Well, whatever. I'm the future CEO, so paying alimony won't be an issue.
That's very generous of you. I picked up a pen and started signing the divorce papers. Alex Watson. It would be the last time I wrote that name.
Don't ever use the name Watson again.
It's okay, I'll be going back to my maiden name. I have no attachment to the name Watson anyway.
You're such a cold-hearted woman.
Huh? I don't understand why you'd say that. Isn't it better than me clinging on and saying I don't want to let go of the Watson name? Or would you have preferred if I cried and begged? Not that it would ever happen.
Damn it.
Well, I've signed it. I'll be the one to file this divorce paper.
What? You're not planning on not submitting it, are you?
Of course not. If I handed it over to you, you might change your mind and say you don't want the divorce after all, which would be a problem. That's why I'm saying I'll file it myself.
I see.
I carefully folded the divorce papers and placed them on the table. Once I submit these, it will be the end of my marriage to this man.
I'm keeping this house.
Suit yourself.
And don't take anything from this house except for what you brought with you when we got married.
I'll take what I bought.
Yeah, that's fine. But nothing we bought together after the wedding.
I'll take what I bought. I have quite a few things I paid for.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
I don't know what you're so worried about. Anyway, I need about 3 days to sort out my things, so let me stay here for that long.
Fine, I'll give you that. But once you leave, don't think you'll ever step foot in this house again. Make sure you pack up everything you need.
Understood. Don't worry, I'll be thorough. With a parting glare, he walked out of the house. 3 days later, after finishing packing up my things, I left the house. Where was I heading? To my parents' house. Finding a new place to live in just 3 days was impossible, so I had no choice. But then I realized something. I should probably tell his parents about the divorce. His parents had always treated me like their own daughter. If I kept silent, he would surely spin the story in his favor. With that thought, I headed to their house. My parents-in-law, Mary and Robert, welcomed me with big smiles.
It's been a while, isn't it, Alex? I thought about seeing you, but I didn't want to bother you, so I didn't reach out. I'm so glad to see you.
It's been a while, Mary.
Have you lost some weight?
Not really. Is Robert around?
Yes, he's here. He'll be so happy to see you. By the way, where's Mark? Isn't he with you?
Mark was my ex-husband. And of course, he wasn't with me. No, he's not with me. I actually came to talk to you about that.
Oh, what is it?
As we walked into the living room, I saw Robert sitting in front of the chessboard.
Honey, Alex is here to see us.
When she said that, Robert looked up with a pleased expression. They are such kind parents. How did Mark turn out the way he did? Actually, we got divorced. Without much small talk, I said the words I'd come to say.
Divorced?
Yes, I just submitted the divorce papers.
Why? How did it come to this?
They asked why, so I explained that Mark had been unfaithful and even gotten someone else pregnant. Their expressions were of utter shock, mouths slightly open in disbelief. After a moment, they apologized deeply, but Robert didn't stop there.
Call Mark.
Yes, that's right. You should talk it out properly one more time.
I understood why they would say that. To them, this was completely unexpected. That's why I made sure to file the divorce papers first. Once the papers were submitted, there was no going back, even if they asked me to reconsider. Neither Mark's feelings nor mine would change. Still, Mary insisted and called Mark to come over. Mark arrived with a disgruntled expression.
What's this about? 3 days ago, you said we were getting divorced, and now you're here crying to my parents because you don't want it anymore?
That's not it. I came to let them know about the divorce and to thank them both for being so kind to me.
You don't need to do that. We're not family anymore, so stop doing unnecessary things.
Mark, what do you mean by unnecessary? Cheating and then getting the woman pregnant? You have the nerve to say such things.
It couldn't be helped. She's pregnant after all.
No, you're wrong. The one you got pregnant was Alex.
Huh? What nonsense are you talking about? Alex never got pregnant, no matter how much we tried. Marrying this defective woman was the biggest mistake I made.
How dare you say that?
I'd heard about it, but I never thought my own son would say something so cruel. We trusted you, but it's over now. This is the end of our family.
Huh? Mom, you're exaggerating. Just because we're getting divorced doesn't mean the family is falling apart.
No, you've been saying terrible things to Alex for a long time. There's no way she would forgive you for that.
I'm not looking for her forgiveness. I'm getting divorced and moving on with Amelia. That's all that matters. Talking about the family falling apart is ridiculous.
The ridiculous one here is you.
What? Why are you shouting like that?
Do you even know who Alex really is?
What do you mean? She's just a defective woman who can't have kids.
That's not it at all.
But who cares? My mistress is pregnant, So now you and Mom can have a grandchild. And after me, our child will take over as the next president. Everything will be fine.
You, unbelievable. So, who is this woman anyway?
It's her sister. They're twins, so she's the same age, but much prettier. If I had to choose, of course, I'd go with the prettier one. Poor Alex being the less attractive twin.
Her twin sister.
Amelia.
Yes, Dad, you were mistaken. The one I got pregnant was definitely Amelia.
That's not true. I'm the one carrying your child.
What are you talking about? That's impossible. You're making this up because you don't want the divorce to happen.
I'm not lying.
What have you done? And with her sister, no less.
Why is it such a big deal that they're sisters? This kind of thing happens all the time.
You truly don't understand who Alex is, do you?
There's no way Alex will forgive something like this.
Mom, we don't need her forgiveness. I told you I'm moving on. Why are you so upset?
Alex is the CEO of one of our most important business partners.
Huh? What are you saying? Alex can't be a CEO.
You didn't even know this about your own wife. Alex started her company back when she was in college, and now it's a major corporation. Every company wants to do business with Alex's firm, but she only made an exception for us because she married you. What do you think will happen now that you're getting divorced? Our company will go under.
You can't be serious.
Would I joke about something like this?
When I heard Alex was pregnant, I was relieved. I thought you two would be fine, and our business would be secure.
Wait a minute. Why is Alex pregnant? I never heard about this.
Didn't you tell him, Alex?
No, not yet. This all happened before I had the chance, so I thought it didn't matter anymore.
That doesn't make sense. When did you find out you were pregnant?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks? And you didn't tell me even once? Why not? No, wait. Is it really mine? There's no way. It can't be. You didn't tell me because it's not my child. Isn't that right?
I figured you'd say that, which is why I couldn't bring myself to tell you. I knew you'd hurl accusations and cruel words.
But isn't it true? We barely had any kind of relationship. Actually, not just barely, we had none at all.
Yes, that's right. You hardly ever came home.
Which means it's impossible for you to be pregnant.
There was one time. The night you came home drunk.
What? Oh,
Mark's mouth fell open as he listened, looking completely stunned. Looks like you remember something now.
no, that night. I thought it was Amelia.
You thought it was Amelia, didn't you?
So it's not my child. There's no way one time would do it. That's too convenient.
If it coincides with ovulation, it can happen. And this should make it clear enough. I pulled out my prenatal record.
A prenatal record. This doesn't prove it's mine.
You're right about that. But how about this? A DNA test result taken before birth. I knew you'd question it, so I had it checked.
No way.
The documents showed a 99% match confirming Mark as the father.
My child.
That's right. Amelia isn't pregnant.
How can you say that?
Because Amelia doesn't have a uterus.
That's impossible.
It's true. She's been reckless since middle school, getting pregnant multiple times. Each time, she had an abortion, and it led to fibroids. By the time they realized it, surgery was the only option. It should have been a tough decision, but she saw it as a way to live even more freely and agreed to it easily.
No, Amelia said she was pregnant.
She probably lied to you. She's known for a while that you're set to be the next president and envied it.
But why with you? Why did it have to be you? I can't believe I was with you.
You keep repeating yourself. That night, you mistook me for Amelia when you were drunk, and I let it happen because I wanted a child. I knew it was wrong, but it's not surprising that it happened.
You're saying you knew and still let it happen?
Yes. I suspected there was something between you and Amelia for a while. Turns out I was right.
This is insane.
Say what you want, but it's your child. It's just unfortunate that you're the father. I would have preferred better genes, but I'm confident I can raise my baby well, especially without you around.
But we're divorced now. This has nothing to do with me, right?
The problem is because we're divorced. This means the deal is off, and the company will go under.
I never intended to mix personal issues with business, but with someone like you as the future president, the company would collapse sooner or later.
What? If you keep the deal going, the company won't collapse.
Well, I doubt it. As long as you are set to be the next president, the company is bound to go under eventually. You have already been embezzling company funds. Everyone knows it. But because you're the president's son, no one dares to say anything.
Is that true?
Mark, have you been doing that?
So, there's a condition for continuing the business relationship.
You mean you'll continue it?
I don't want to see your company fall apart, especially for the sake of the employees.
Thank you. What's the condition?
Remove Mark from being the next president.
What?
If he stays, it must be as an ordinary employee, not an executive. Otherwise, I'll have to end the contract.
Please, don't say that.
I take no pleasure in saying this, but Mark is not suitable.
We kept out of our son's and his wife's business to avoid interfering, and now it's come to this.
No, I've known deep down. Mark is not fit to be president. He doesn't care about the employees at all. I've always felt sorry for them, knowing he would take over.
He's our only son. It's only natural he becomes president.
If we care about the company's future, Mark can't lead it.
What do you know? Of course, I'm going to be president.
That attitude is exactly why you're unfit. Robert, the divorce is final, so please think carefully about the company.
I understand.
There's no way I'll accept not being president.
Mark kept shouting angrily. A few days later, I got a call from my sister, Amelia. She blamed me for her breakup with Mark.
How could you? I was so close to marrying into wealth.
Maybe start by apologizing for stealing someone else's husband?
Don't be ridiculous. He left because of your meddling.
Maybe because you lied about being pregnant.
Everyone lies a little when trying to secure a rich marriage.
Pretending you could get pregnant when you can't will only come back to haunt you.
Kids can be dealt with later.
That won't work.
You could just say it was a miscarriage or a phantom pregnancy. There are plenty of excuses. And after a while, it wouldn't be surprising if you couldn't conceive.
That's fraud.
It's not fraud. It's a marital issue. Once the wedding is done, everything else can be managed. But you exposed everything and ruined my chance. Now I have to find another wealthy match. Do you know how hard that is?
I understand.
Just stop talking about me.
Sure. If you think lying will make you happy, go ahead. With that, I hung up the phone, feeling a sense of satisfaction. It was all over, or so I thought. But a while later, I ran into Mark outside my company. He no longer looked like the son of a CEO, but more like someone wearing cheap clothes and struggling.
Hey, Alex.
Well, Mark, you look different. I swallowed the rest of my words.
This is your fault.
There he was again, blaming me. What exactly is my fault?
Since then, my parents have been fighting constantly.
Your parents? Fighting? That's unusual. Why?
Dad's trying to save the company, but Mom insists I should be the next president. Every conversation ends in a massive argument, and even the police have been called a few times.
I see.
And because of that, they're getting a divorce.
Oh, so what about the company?
Dad's holding it together, but he said I was spoiled by my status as the son of the president and kicked me out of the company.
Good for you.
Good for me? I was told to find a job and start from scratch like everyone else. Now, no matter where I go, people look down on me. I'm told I'm incompetent even though I know I'm talented. This is all your fault.
Maybe you really are incompetent.
I'm not incompetent.
Sure.
And now, since I'm no longer the next president, women don't even look at me. I shouldn't have broken up with Amelia. Even if she couldn't have kids, she was beautiful, and that would have been enough for me.
How foolish can you be? Hearing you talk like that just makes me so glad we're no longer together.
Why am I the foolish one?
So, how is Mary doing?
She's living with me now, but she doesn't work at all.
Maybe she can't work because she's been the CEO's wife for so long.
Yeah, that's probably it. So I'm supporting her.
Wow, you're supporting her?
Yeah, but regular salaries are so low. It's not even half of what I used to have. Now I really understand how tough it is, and it's all your fault.
If everything is my fault, then don't talk to me when you see me.
I couldn't help it. I had to complain when I saw you.
Pathetic.
By the way, what about you? When we broke up, you said you were the CEO of a major company. That was a lie, right? You're probably just some manager or something, aren't you?
Believe what you want.
If you were a CEO, you'd be driving, not walking around here. There's no way you're really a CEO.
Is that so? Well, since we're right in front of my company, walking seems perfectly fine, don't you think?
In front of your company?
I pointed to the towering building in front of us.
You're the CEO here? No way. That can't be true. There's no way someone as young as you could run this place. You're probably a janitor or something.
You really want to believe that, don't you?
So, you really are.
Yes, I'm the CEO. And by the way, how could you not know who your company's biggest client is? Maybe that's why you were dropped as the next president.
You were the one who ruined that for me.
Yes, I did. But it's also because you're just not fit for the role. Accept it.
Accept it? But are you really the CEO?
I've been saying that all along. I'm busy, so let's end this here. I need to get back inside and review the meeting materials.
Wait,
What?
I really regret everything now.
Oh, do you? Maybe you'll grow a little from it.
So, how about we try again?
Sorry, was that in a foreign language?
It was English. I'm trying to be sincere here, so stop making jokes.
It's good that you're reflecting, but the part I can't ignore is you saying you want to try again.
Yes, I want to try again. I want to be with you again.
Didn't you just say you regretted breaking up with Amelia a moment ago?
Well, huh?
Don't me. You're regretting leaving Amelia, right? And now you're saying this without a second thought.
I mean, yeah, but being married to the CEO would obviously be better. If we got back together, I could live a life of ease.
How low can you go?
Come on, let's get back together.
Listen,
What?
if you don't want me to call security, you better leave now.
Why?
Because I have absolutely no intention of getting back with you.
No way.
Since that day, I haven't seen Amelia at all. No matter how awful she was still my sister. But when I looked into it, I found out she was in prison. That was a shock. Her crime? Fraud. I see. A woman who can lie without a second thought about being pregnant when she's not. It wouldn't think twice about pulling off a scam either. Apparently, her scam was marriage fraud. She faked a pregnancy, extorted a large sum of money from her partner, and disappeared. She must have underestimated him, thinking she wouldn't get caught. But her victim turned out to be the heir of a well-known company. Of course, she got caught. As for my ex-husband, I found out he was working hard at a regular job. But despite his efforts, his pay was less than half of what he was used to. Because of that, he couldn't hold a job for more than 3 months at a time. It was hopeless. I spoke with Robert, and Mark's situation came up. It seemed he had done some investigating of his own.
He's hopeless. I thought a taste of poverty might make him shape up, but he quits every job he gets. He'll never be fit to be president at this rate.
It seemed that Robert was the only reasonable one. Later, Mark, who had been living with his mother who refused to work, finally got fed up and stopped working altogether. Now, he's trying to make a quick fortune through gambling. Soon enough, he'll be backed into a corner and face the consequences. What a foolish man.